can do this. Be your best self. Okay. Do people like you? They really like you. Okay. Hey, welcome to the Bitboy X Morning Show. It is me, your humble host, the Bitboy. This is home with the Bit Squad, the highest IQ investors in all of the interwebs, and we are bringing you another drama-free, another audio problem-free, another video problem-free episode of the show today. Super excited about that, aren't you guys? So I do have a big announcement. I've got a new co-host that's going to be coming on. Not today, probably by the middle of next week to the end of next week. My AI genie is going to be co-hosting the show with me. It's going to be really, really exciting. If you guys remember, I tried to co-host the show with him 2 times when Jay Chains was out of town. And what you know, neither time we were able to do a show. And you know, the first question Jay Chains asked me when I came back, how was the show with Genie? I digress. What is going on to all of the people? Why are they having a problem streaming to all of my destinations? We are live on Twitch. We are live on LinkedIn. We are live, maybe some other places. I don't even know. Maybe on Kick. Binance Coin is pumping. We see some Binance Coin shilling in the chat. What is up? High on Crypto, longtime Bit Squad member. That's right, guys. High on Crypto. I left my weed vape over here a second ago. I lost it. I was gonna hit one for the homies. Guys, make sure to check out my book, Bitboy Effect. It's killing it. It is killing it. Great reviews on it. And every single bad review is fake. Go look at them. It's very obvious they're fake. You would think they would try to do a better job of making it try to sound real, but they don't even put in the time to skimming the book to find something. They just say it's nonsense. But we're doing really well there. So, guys, let's get the show going today. I got several things I want to talk to you guys about today. And I tell you, right now, we've got some news going on with Pi Network we're going to talk about. We got some U.S. Treasury things going on. But one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, when we get to our signals and setups brought to you by Zenledger.io, we're going to be discussing point of control today and why that is so important to use it with the volume profile and support and resistance, right? That's what we're basing everything off of, support and resistance. I'm going to make you guys really great traders. I am. I'm going to make you guys unbelievable traders on this channel. We're starting with the basics, and we're going to ramp it up. I've already done 50 modules, 7 videos each for the Bitboy BootCamp, including advanced trading strategies. But those are going to be released like one a day on the Bitboy BootCamp. And then once we get it really nice and full, I'm going to really promote that hard. But you guys are going to definitely want to go check that out. But let's go to CoinGecko first, I guess. Let's go ahead and get the show started here. I have like, I'm supposed to have like 7,000 Pi or 800, I'm sorry, 800,000, I think. But I lost my private key. I can't find my private key. It was on a phone these people stole from me. So Detroit is in the building. Oh my gosh. Is this a happy Detroit? I hope this is a happy Detroit because my God, let me tell you. I know some people in Detroit that don't like me so much right now, but that's okay. Okay, let's get started. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Share my screen. There it is. Another audio and video free, problem-free, audio and video problem-free show. It's absolutely amazing, guys. The way that I was single-handedly able to fix my entire show's problems by just making one decision. It's crazy, isn't it? So weird. Remember, we could never do the show on the road, ever. We always had to come back home to do the show. Didn't say it. What was I talking about, guys? Well, I still have it. I still have the account. I have the account. I just don't have the private key to the wallet. So maybe if somebody could thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate you. Maybe if somebody could actually talk to Pi Network. I've tried to reach out to them before, and the team seems unresponsive to me. I like Pi Network. I always thought it was kind of cool. I think there's some cool like Stanford related stuff maybe there with SBS family that we could look into. Like, do these people know? They know them. Like, were they friends with Sam Bankman-Fried's family because they were both professors or all professors at Stanford? I don't know. Just interesting stuff to think about. So, okay. All right, here we are. Let's see what's going on with the coin and market cap. We are almost back at 3 trillion, guys. This is super exciting. 3 trillion market cap. That's where we want, guys. A $3 trillion market cap, in my opinion, is very similar to the $1 trillion market cap number back in 2021. Okay. Basically, 1 trillion kind of became like the support, and it was important we stayed above that to be bullish, and we didn't. We went under it, and so that's when the market tanked. This, I feel like 3 trillion is the mark for healthiness. If we're at 3 trillion and we're holding 3 trillion as support, we're not going slightly over it and then coming down it. But if we're holding $3 trillion as support, maybe with just maybe a wick below it and a bounce back up, that's good for the overall crypto market. And that's what we want, because we want the entire world to be bullish. We want the whole market to be great, right? So we don't just want our coin to do well. If we have a coin that's doing well, but the rest of the market is trash, then that's going to halt all the momentum of our coin that's doing well at some point. Because the people will flock in, and then the people will sell it to you for you, even though you have to understand, like when you see a market cycle, you have to think of it in not just in the macro perspective, but in a micro perspective. When you think about these coins and you think about, their life cycles, it's very important to make sure that you are aligning with coins that are going to be staying around. They have a lot of stuff behind them. They're not just pumps. Because when you get coins that have just pumps, what you understand is these are mini market cycles within themselves. SWI hit euphoria in the first half of this market. SWI was at euphoria. It couldn't get it. I can't remember. I think it did pierce $5. It might almost got $6, but it was right there. And that $5 was the support. It had to get up there and hold it. And if not, it was going to go back down. And that's what happened. So what you saw an entire market cycle with SWI. And one, pretty much 2 or 3 months is kind of what you saw there. SWI is still the best blockchain, by the way. And I still do believe it is going to ultimately be where most things are going to live that are not on institutional Ethereum. Look, I love Solana. Solana is the meme coin capital. That's where it's going to be. We did talk a little bit yesterday about a token I like to call Funny African Guy token. Maybe we'll go on Twitter and we'll check it out at the end of the show. At the end of the show, we will talk Funny African Guy. And I tell you, I sold 15%. And I told everybody, and then I said I'm likely not to sell, and I sold about another 15%. So sorry, guys, I didn't create the coin. If I created the coin, maybe I would have some kind of responsibility, but I did not. So actually, it's within my rights. As soon as the person sent it to me, I could have sold the entire thing and made like $100,000. I could have, but I didn't. I sold about 30% over a few hours. And then the rest of it, it's locked up. And so whenever we talk about that guy from Crypto Mantor is what I call it. I tell you, all his people are turning on him. I got another email today. I believe I'm talking directly with one of his staff members. I think, I don't know, maybe not. But anyways, the meme coin world is wild out there. It's the Wild West. You know, if you want that, then go get it. If you don't want that, then stay away from it. It's fun to do in doses, but that's about all that it is. So here we go. For me personally, I don't have time to really live in the meme coin world, but we have Bitcoin coming at 88,000. This is solid. We like this. What is dominance at? I didn't even see dominance. Where is dominance here? There it is. Sorry. Volume 100 billion. Volume not the healthiest. We want to see more than that. We want to see like 120, 140, I believe. Bitcoin dominance up 58.6 is probably about 60, I guess, on TradingView, I would say. That's about where it taps out, guys. We're going to see altcoins start moving, I believe. And look at this ETH down to 8.43%. This is because the institutions are sucking the wind out of this thing. The institutions are keeping it from running so they can accumulate it. I mean, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Do you believe that BlackRock is betting on a losing horse here on Ethereum? Like you think? No. Here's what is happening right now. The price is being punished because the institutions realized what I told you guys several weeks ago, which was the value of holding Ethereum is no longer the price go up of Ethereum. It's no longer the value. The value is your ability to collateralize it or use it within DeFi protocols, specifically some of these institutional DeFi protocols like Ondo Finance, for instance, or something similar products or projects to that. Centrifuge, Maple, all of these projects. I don't know which ones exactly you can use ETH on. A lot of them for sure, but you might need ETH. You might be converting it to MakerDAO or something like that to get DAI. You can be doing that as well. You can wrap it with Lido Finance. There's a lot of things you can do in DeFi, workarounds even on places that you wouldn't think, where you could just put one extra step in and then you can make the impossible possible. in DeFi protocols, and that's the beauty of decentralization and where we're at. But don't get me wrong on this, guys. These people are going to make a lot of money on Ethereum, so don't sleep on it. Okay, right now they're in a depression stage for Ethereum, and it certainly, you got to remember, guys, the institutions play the long game, a game so long that you can't even fathom it. Like, you can't even fathom how big picture and long term they think. So what I'm saying is, Ethereum might not pump this entire cycle, and it might go all the way back down to $500. It might. It could. Why would that happen? Because Ethereum's no good. Well, Ethereum definitely has some problems, but no, it has nothing to do with that. It's actually better than it's ever been, in my opinion, by a long shot. The problem is that institutions know how to manipulate and press the price down so that they can accumulate at these low prices. So now when the price goes up back to even a normal price, they've already made all kinds of money. And by the way, they're sitting on all this Ethereum for their institutional DeFi, which all major institutions are going to have, if they don't already, a decentralized finance wing, okay? Because this is where everything is going. Decentralization in DeFi is it's the filter that everything in finance is going to eventually run through. It's all going to be decentralized and on blockchain. Now, when I say decentralized, I don't mean the institutions aren't going to still control it, because they are, right? Well, I just mean in the way that the business of doing the finance is conducted. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I can't wait until my Bitboy BootCamp is like all of our modules are out. We're already taking our first class through the bootcamp, but when all of our modules are out for our X Academy, guys, you guys are going to know so much stuff. If you just spend 1 hour a day for like 2 months, 1 hour a day for 2 months, I guarantee you will be an expert at making money out. You will not believe how much money you will be making. That's a guarantee, by the way. Now, that's not a guarantee you can sue me over. But I guarantee that. I guarantee that if you were to spend an hour a day going through the Bitboy Bootcamp, once we have it fully up and operational and all the modules out, I've got 10 of them recorded already. They're going through and editing them. There might be 2 or 3 on the site. There might be none. I don't know. But next week we'll have at least 7 on there. And I've already written 50. I've written 50 modules of 7 videos each. I wrote 350 scripts along with Jeannie, of course, for you guys. Guys, think about how much content. Each video is like 1 page. I'm giving you about 350 pages of in-depth crypto training knowledge just there. And in our Bitboy Bootcamp, I can't wait to talk to you guys more about that, what we're doing with the 6-week bootcamp. It's going to actually be the ways that I get in and actually show you how to make the money. The X Academy is going to be, we're going to give you all the information, and then it's up to you to go out and do it. The actual boot camps, like, we're getting our hands in with you, and we're showing you actually how to use the protocols to make money and things like that. So we're super excited about it. And it's going to really take everybody's education that watch the channel regularly. Your education level on cryptocurrency is going to be through the roof. I guarantee you will know more about crypto than any person you know. Kevin Bacon, like 6 degrees Kevin Bacon it. You still will know more than everybody else just by watching it. And then when I add my AI layer on top of it, which is going to be very soon, by the way, I figured out how to do it. Man, it's going to really take your crypto education level just out the roof. So make sure you go get my book, though, too. Make sure you guys get my book on Amazon. look, crypto prices. Things are pretty. AVAX with a pretty big pump. I did write a mastering Avalanche course. I did 10 altcoins courses. One of them is stable coins. One of them is meme coins. The rest of them are specific coins. I have one on XRP, one on ADA, and there is one on Avalanche, and I did even do Polkadot because I know there are some people that like that. So let's check out the biggest gainers of the day. What is that? Entangle? I don't even know what that is. That looks like my Apple Vision. If you guys use the Apple Vision, it's pretty cool. I bought it because it helps me to not have to sit at a desk all the time. So, but biggest gainers of the day, we got Render making a comeback, man. Render has been smashed, and I think Render is it's one of my top 10 coins of the year. I think by the end of the year, it's going to run. Guys, listen, I feel very confident, okay? This is not me shilling crypto and bull run to you. I feel very confident that we are going to have another leg to this bull run that is going to at least test, if not surpass, the previous all-time high. I think we're going to go to $120,000 to $125,000. I have amended that now that we're free from Mr. X's diabolical control of my channel. So now that we're thinking for ourselves again, I do believe $120,000 to $125,000 will probably be the mark. 2 out of the 3 bull runs we've had, this is the 4th one, 2 out of 3, 2 distinct legs to all of the to 2 out of the 3 previous ones. So what is more likely? Is it more likely that this is the shortest bull run ever by half? Or is it more likely that we're in the lull between the next leg? I think, you put your thinking pants on and it's not too hard to figure out. We've got Sonic, which was Phantom. I did say I thought this was a great move for Phantom. And you can see they're up 20% on the week. Let's see where they're ranking on the week, though. Okay, there you go. And you got Hyperliquid, you got Bonk. Bonk, I'll show you guys why Bonk is trending. And it really is a cool thing, I think. It is because I have this book here, and if you zoom in on it, you can actually look how close you can get to that Bonk logo. Look at that. And guys, this is a future award-winning book. It is the crypto exposure tell-all of the century, along with just telling you guys about my life and who I am and all the weird things that happened to me. Not just the crypto stuff, but even before that. You guys check it out on Amazon. If you send me your review, you make a review and you send it to me at ben@newworldfinance.io, I will send you a signed copy of one of my other books. You got to include your address and which one of my other books you want. Okay, so Bonk having a pretty good week, man. Hyperliquid. Look, Hyperliquid, one Mr. X told us to stay away from. So we don't trust Mr. X anymore unequivocally. He did have a lot of great information for the channel. It is true. But since we don't trust him unequivocally, Hyperliquid and Athena were 2 specific coins that I liked that he told me that were no good. And this is where we're at. I love the ticker for Hype. I do still think that they faked that transaction maybe, but maybe they didn't. Maybe it was another manipulative person there. But Hyperliquid is one to watch, and so is Phantom and Render and Bonk. They all had good weeks. Avalanche. Is Avalanche finally going to have its run? Avalanche has been absolutely crushed. It had a good run back in 2023, actually, or beginning in 2023. Oops, no, let's go here. So you saw in 2023, it had this run up. It got up $20 and then it went down. This is when it was. I just remember it was down at a low when my company got stolen. And then it started really, man, I really messed that up. Then it really started running. So the long and short of it was, I remember going up to 35, 40 bucks, right? No, it got to $55. I remember it got up to 48 on this leg, had another run. And interestingly enough, after the halving, it did not make another new all-time high. Well, I mean, you guys can't even, let's see. There we go. You guys can see it now. Okay, perfect. Oh, man, I did not mean to do that. The point is it did not make a new all-time high on the bull run here, but it made it on the pre-halving run up. And it shot its load well before some of the other projects did. In the middle of March, it did. Some didn't start really going down until, April. But the point is that, you could look at this and you could say this is almost like, a descending, would that be a descending pennant, maybe? I'm trying to get all those. I'm not that far yet. But the point is you could very easily make the argument that this is on the downswing and that it's not going to come back. What I would tell you is very interesting about this is an avalanche problem. If we were to go to Solana, for instance, okay, and we were to go and we hit the max, you see, we don't have that problem. See, because its run up before the halving was not as large as its run up after the halving. Okay, Solana got upwards of, it matched its all-time high. It actually did set its all-time high by just a couple bucks, I think. So the point is that you could look at the technical analysis of Avalanche and say, oh man, that's descending, or that doesn't look good. It looks like it's got more to run before it breaks back up. But I would push back against that, and I would say I think that was an Avalanche or an Ava Labs team market manipulative push before the halving. I think there was a lot of coordination to make that a huge pump. And so what that means is I think that was an inflated pump. I don't think it should have gone that high before the halving. And I think really it was a little more realistic after the halving. So what I'm saying is I do think it does face some challenges making a new all-time high unless the market just rips. I mean, if the market rips and we get back up to, we get to $5 or $6 trillion or something, I mean, obviously it's going to probably make new all-time highs. But it is something really interesting to watch with Avalanche. I'm not sold on their ecosystem. I'm not sold on it. The arena was kind of fun for a little bit, but it's a little more complicated than most other blockchains with the way that they have things set up as well. And so it's not like a standard like proof of work, proof of stake. It's its own thing that actually divides things into three different categories. And so its makeup is a little bit different. But overall, I would say that I think it's got a lot of potential just strictly from the price perspective. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So there we go. We've talked that stuff to death. Let's go to, let me put my do not disturb on here. Sorry. Okay. Let's go to New World Finance. Let's get the top stories of the day. And let me very quickly go see what the top stories of the day are supposed to be here. I mean, I know what they are. I just need to know the order, actually. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about Pi Network first. Okay. So Pi Network, where'd it go? Let me just type in, look here. Latest. Here we go. Okay. All right, here it is, guys. Okay, Pi coin drops below $1 amid centralized. Man, I've got like freaking $1 million worth of this stuff. I can't even get it. Amid centralization concerns, I'm not that worried about it, guys. It's not the end of the world. And investor sell-offs. Pi coin fell below $1 after a 32% drop, triggered by Binance's delay, a tight unlock schedule, and centralization fears around supernodes. Ooh, this is spicy. While developers are launching PiDAO Swap, questions remain about network governance and mobile miner inclusion. Ooh, this is spicy. This is spicy stuff. Their native token plunged 32% in the last week, falling below the psychologically significant $1 mark. That is true. Despite boasting over 60 million global users and pioneering mobile crypto mining is very generous. There were certainly plenty of mining projects well before Pi. I did a video on Pi back in 2020, I think 2020, I believe. At that point, it wasn't live or tradable. But I would actually argue, because of the size of my referrals, I'm probably responsible for more people coming to Pi than any other person, because I have so many referrals on there from that video that I did on it. It was like the #1 video on YouTube for Pi Network. AM. Okay. So anyways, I have known about this coin for a long time, and I think a lot of you guys that are in Pi, you probably are in it because of me. A lot of people are. Oh my God, with these people, it's this doctor. They're just nonstop sending me these messages. Okay, that's fine. It won't turn off. I put on do not disturb and this thing still breaks through. Okay, so this is what I want to know. Much of the recent backlash stems from fears of centralization, particularly regarding the distribution of supernode control. During Pi Network's testnet phase, only through supernodes existed. Oh my God, do y'all hear that? I'm gonna tell her to stop. Okay. I'm gonna close this thing. Okay. Although the number of supernodes has increased to 41, concerns remain over the lack of transparency in node selection, opaque validation requirements, the potential exclusion of mobile miners from governance roles due to hardware limitations. And that's the over-deliver, under-promise there. That's not what this was supposed to be about. Pi's massive user base was built on the promise of accessible mining via smartphones without expensive rigs. Now fears that decision-making will fall. Who would have Who could have possibly thought that this could happen with people from Stanford University running it? Now, look, I want to be very careful here with what I say, because what I said earlier was, is there a connection between them and the Fried, Bankman-Frieds, or however you want to say it, Barbara Fried and Joe Bankman? Joe couldn't even get her to change her name. Not that, look, some of y'all ladies, I understand it's your thing. Okay, I get it. But think how progressive that was back when they were younger. They're like dinos. No offense, people are their age. I'm sorry. I love you all. I like dinosaurs. But I also like, never mind. I'm going to shut up. I always step into it with that one crowd. I'm sorry, guys. I do love y'all. But the point is that Pi was never something that really cost you anything other than a couple seconds a day to hit click, right? And so to me, it's always been like, why not? Like, there's enough here. They've got enough legit people behind it to make it look like, hey, this could be a thing. So is it going to be a thing? Well, now I call this what they did with the super nodes. That's the Justin Sun move. That's what Justin Sun did with the super delegates there at Tron back in the day. He owns almost all of the super delegates in a roundabout way. And that's the key. It's a roundabout way. And I think that's what people are starting to wonder. Are they trying to take over in a roundabout way? Their massive user base is built on the promise of accessible mining. Let's see. We talked about this. Community has called for a clear participant reward system. And the question is, do the people have a say? And I think they do, because these people have to listen to you on social media. So if I were a person that had $1 million worth of Pi tokens, like I do, but I have no idea how to, hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find, let's see here. Now, look, I don't know if all these people KYC'd now. So, I'm not saying I'm going to get absolutely 100% of these. Is this the one? Can I get on this one? Yeah. Okay, I'm mining again, guys. I'm making money for all y'all. Oh, no, I got hit by an ad. I get hit by an ad here, guys. Hold on. Okay, hidden insight. I'll wait for this to be done. Pi Networks challenges echo larger DeFi and L1 governance dilemmas. Absolutely. As networks grow, early accessibility must be balanced with infrastructure scaling. If Pi fails to institutionalize transparency, it may lose its pioneering user base to more community-governed platforms. And I think there's something here. I mean, I think that the people behind Pi need to listen to this, because I think it is centralized and they can make these decisions, and they may need to make the decisions to undo what they've done here. But this really is what you guys are watching here. It really is what I would call these games, man, the way they may have to, it makes you 10 seconds where you can hit the X, man. Come on, man. Let me hit the freaking X. Get out of here. No, I don't want notifications. Okay, here it is. You guys can see it. Can y'all see it? Let me go to StreamYard here. Okay. Can you see what it says there? $683,174 of these tokens, and I can't even get any of them. Isn't that my life in a nutshell? I told y'all I'm not playing with y'all. I don't play with y'all. I can turn the ads off? Oh man, that would be sweet, man. That's gonna make me turn it back on. I hate the ads. Every time I turn it on, I just want to click. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, so that was fun. But this really is what I call, what you're looking at here. It really is the blockchain trilemma in action, okay? Which is decentralization, security, and scalability, right? And you always have to sacrifice one to increase the other. If you increase security, then you're probably decreasing decentralization, right? If you're increasing scalability, you're probably decreasing decentralization as well, because it's harder to scale when you're decentralized. So, I think this really is, something that is just a bigger picture issue here. It is not always, at least, It's not easy to do this stuff, and that's why I want to caution everybody with this to remember. Okay, let's just look at the facts. Okay, the facts about Pi Network here. They promised something, and now looks like they're going back and changing that to some extent. Okay, it's not what was promised. Okay, however, what cryptocurrency in history is what it promised at the beginning? Almost none of them. They all move and change with the times as well. Another fact here. It's ran by people at Stanford University, which has deep ties to Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay. Like, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know their personal relationships. I don't know if any of them cross over and work in the same departments. But we do know Stanford got a lot of money from those folks, right? For Sam Bankman-Fried and them. So anyways, those are just facts. So take with that what you may, and, go be good Bitboy disciples. Okay, guys, let's move on here. Let's see. What story are we supposed to cover next? Let's see. We are going to be doing Treasury sanctions. Oh, this is an interesting story, man. I tweeted about this today. They may all be in order, actually. They're probably all in order. I'm just going to do this real quick. Yeah, I'm going to cover. And if you're watching, Trent, which I know you probably are, or this is going to get back around to you, let's do this every day where the order is just the order that they're done in. So that way I can just click through. I don't even have to look at the cards at all, to be honest with you. Okay, so here we are. Let's go to U.S. Treasury story. U.S. Treasury lifts sanctions against Tornado Cash. I can't believe this. I thought this was fake when Ty sent me this. My buddy Ty sent me this. I couldn't believe this. Citing court ruling and regulatory shift. Now, we're going to get into this story here. But it's complicated. It's not as cut and dry, I believe, as it seems. The U.S. Treasury has removed Tornado Cash from its sanctions list following a court ruling that smart contracts can't be sanctioned as violators. The Torn token nearly doubled in value after the announcement, marking a key moment for DeFi privacy and regulatory clarity. In a major reversal, the U.S. Department of the Treasury has officially lifted its sanctions against Tornado Cash, the Ethereum-based crypto mixer previously accused of facilitating illicit financial flows for the Lazarus Group in North Korea, blah, 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 blah. Decision follows a November 2024 federal appeals court ruling, which found that the Treasury had overstepped its authority by sanctioning a smart contract-based protocol by nature cannot violate law on its own. Okay, let's see. Now, okay, so here's the thing about this. We got to have a talk about this, okay? Because this is a little bit different. Now, look, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm going to tell you what I think about this, and then you guys can comment on it. But I think that there's something really interesting going on here, because the way that this news is being presented, it's Joe Williams. Joe, will you email me, ben@newworldfinance.io, please? I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with it either. I'll find out. I didn't even know we were still selling this. You're like the only person that's ever bought one. So congratulations. Or maybe everybody bought them and nobody got them. I don't know, Joe. So send me that. Email, ben@newworldfinance, Joe Williams. I'll look out for it. Okay. IZB telling you, man, price going to explode by June 30th from Kenny Boy NYC. June 30th? Maybe June 30th. Yeah, maybe. I think late August is the end of the bull run. I kind of think late August is probably going to be the end of the bull run. I think it's going to hit 120, and then people are going to be expecting a bullish again and say, oh, the last time it went all the way up to November. And I think people are going to get smoked. We're pulling out of the market, I believe, in August of 2025. That's when we're going to take it deep. That sounded weird, man. I mean, we're going to get deep. Okay, we're not take it deep. That sounds a little weird. We don't do that around here. Okay, guys. All right. Let's go back to the show here. Actually, why I do that? I did not even tell you what I was thinking. I didn't even tell you why I pulled myself up on the screen. Okay, listen. So here is the deal. Okay, so what the government is saying here is that Tornado Cash, the token and the actual code, because nobody owns it, it's decentralized, is not illegal, okay? Because you can't make code illegal, and this is great for us in crypto that this has actually been now evidentiarily proven, if that's a word, okay? But let's all be clear about this. It's still illegal to use Tornado Cash, okay? It's still illegal to obfuscate your money, okay? Like, we're clear on that, right? Like, this is not a celebratory day for money laundering, right? I mean, maybe the ones who have Tornado Cash, yeah. I know. I talked to the guy. I was with TJ and met a guy who founded Tornado Cash, one of the founders. Moloch Dow is who founded it, and him and a couple other guys were involved in it. I don't have the guy's name. Government, TJ Shed has the guy's name, just so you know. He went and hung out with him when I went and filmed Clerks 3. Anybody remember when I was in Clerks 3? I'm in the beginning. And it's super blasphemous. I felt like really bad about it, you know. It's so blasphemous. I was in the Christian crypto club. I'm like, you know, I'm wearing my pink shirts with my Jaguars on it. And anyways, I'm in the movie. Well, while I was doing that, who knows what TJ was doing with these other guys, the Tornado Cash guys. I was like, okay, isn't that weird, TJ? He was like, yeah, I guess. So anyways, you guys look at Moloch DAO. It's really sketchy. There's a lot of stuff connecting Moloch DAO to a lot of stuff that happened in my company too. But like, why would you name your DAO? Now, this is a DAO that was created like in 2016. This is not a DAO that was created like when DAOs got popular. MOLOCH. You can also look up Meta Cartel, METACARTEL. It was another group just like Moloch DAO that behind a lot of evil, bad stuff in crypto and funded a lot of the early, you know, sketchy projects like Tornado Cash. But it's still illegal to use Tornado Cash. Okay, don't be confused here. I'm talking to you, Justin Williamson, TJ, and Tim Shed. Okay, it doesn't mean you can go start using Tornado Cash now. Okay, with my money that you're still holding on to for me and Andrew, I guess. I digress. Solana validator extracts. Hold on here. There we go. Solana validator extracts 13 million in 1 month through MEV sandwich attacks. And I tell you, the MEV bots, which are minimal extractable value, is that what it stands for? Maximal extractable value, not minimal, maximal extractable value. These are more money laundering tools, by the way. A lot of people don't realize a lot of this money that goes into these MEV bots that is the collateral that it has to make these trades. What these do is a front run transactions, okay? So let's say that your transaction was for like, you know, 2 Ethereum, and let's say it's 100 Ethereum, and the fee was like, you know, the funny thing is with Ethereum transactions, like the value of the transaction versus how much it costs to send it isn't really that super related, to be honest with you. It just all has to do with how many transactions are going through at one time. But what they're able to do is, let's say let's just say for intents and purposes, 100 Ethereum, you're doing a transaction, okay? Your fee is $500, okay? So what it does is that it's able to basically front run your transaction, that it knows the amount of the gas fee that you're paying, and it's able to basically manipulate the order of transactions in the block to be able to get maximum value out for itself. So block producers have some control. This control allows them to insert their own transactions or reorder existing ones to their advantage, potentially at the expense of others. They're designed to, they're arbitrage bots, really. They place a transaction before a user's transaction to profit from the price movement caused by the user's trade. Okay, so basically, if you are the way the front running works is, if I actually didn't understand this, actually I just read this and I understand it a lot better. But I thought it had to do with the gas fees. It doesn't. It actually has to do with them seeing a huge trade come in, knowing how that's going to affect the price, and they come in and they snipe the trade and get it first, and then they sell into that person who is buying the price pump, right? And they don't realize. They think they're about to cause it, but they front run it, And the front running, I believe, has something to do with the transaction fees, though. Back running, play the transaction after. I guess that would be the short, possibly. Sandwich attacks. This is what this article is talking about. This is where you place transactions before and after a user's transaction to manipulate the price and profit from the price swing. And it's it's similar to front running. They just do it on both sides. And arbitrage is exploiting price differences between different exchanges. We know that. But I think of arbitrage is really just kind of, I look at this as kind of arbitrage in a sense. Yeah. So you guys would be surprised. Like I tell you, I know people are going to be shocked at all the stuff that's eventually going to come out from all of my stuff. But these Mev bots were actually huge in doing to me, in not doing to me anything. These Mev bots were key in the money laundering from Andrew Gordon through the Atlanta blockchain network, and they've got some capital group that they work with, and they run these Mev bots. And I guess they think I don't know, but I know. And the people that run these Mev bots are really truly effing evil people. They are. They're all professional people that have these big crypto apparatuses, and they run these Mev bots to launder their own money. It's what they do. And this is where ultimately a lot of the money for my company ended up at. So, but this is what Solana validator extracts 13 million in 1 month through the sandwich attack. So now you guys understand what the sandwich attack is, where they put a transaction before and after. And I know too. That's why they called the one Jared from Subway bot. I think the cat, he knows who made that. I think maybe the cat actually made it himself. But a Solana validator named D's Node extracted over 13 million using sandwich attacks. These are Batman. This is not, I don't look, your purist code people, are going to tell you this is okay. They're going to take code as law, figure out a way to fix it. But now that the general public is involved in crypto, this is very underhanded. Like, you're hurting the public, and like, this is what crypto is supposed to fix, right? So these are bad, evil people, in my opinion, that run these Mev bots, and we need to stomp them out of the space. We need to call them out who they are. So I'll be doing a video on this and showing you guys eventually. It may not be this week, but eventually I'm going to show you guys the connections between that stupid capital group that's all associated with the Atlanta blockchain. The Atlanta blockchain group is a money laundering outfit, period. That's all that it is. And that's all that it was in Miami when there was a Miami blockchain center under Nick Spanos, and one in New York City. He had another one. They're all money laundering outfits. They come into a city and they latch on to people and they suck everything that's derived from the crypto companies. They use lawyers to come in and steal all the crypto companies in the city. And I have plenty of people who have emailed me, by the way, and this has happened to them too, because it's the same people. And these are bad, evil people. And, my mission in crypto is to educate you guys and get you guys where you understand everything. You can fight for yourself and you can make your own money and be financially independent. But as you know, I'm also a justice warrior. I'm not a social justice warrior. I don't fuck with social justice. No offense. But look, it's a great thing, whatever. But that's not my focus. I feel like, there are people who are treated good. Some are treated bad. I've been treated great in my life. I've been treated horrible in my life. I've been beaten up by cops. I've beaten some cops up. Okay. So sorry, it's no offense. But the point is that, I think that what these people are doing, I don't think it's good. And I think that these people need to be, stomped out of space. And the way that these criminal networks come in and they take over these cities. Like I said, I got plenty of emails, people, this is happening to them. This is happening all across the country. I'm getting emails from people that work for Rand that are telling me stuff. I'm telling you, this is a big, evil crypto underbelly, and it's real. And these Mev bots, and who knows, this D's Node guy, this may be more of that. It probably is. Mr. X told me that the M bridge was how the cartel wanted their money. That's what he told me. And then I said that on a podcast with Corey Costa, and Corey Costa called me and said, you got to take that off there, because these guys are all involved in the actual mafia and actual cartel. It's real. The professionals are how they do it. Have you ever watched the show? You ever watch a TV show? You see how the professional people are the weasels and the snakes, and it's always somebody in there that's like a snitch or a mole that's doing stuff. That's real. That's why these shows like Billions are so good, because they mimic real life. But when people see it and it's right in front of them, they don't recognize it. And that's really what I've been talking about for a long time on this channel, is I've been trying to show you guys this network of people. Kevin O'Leary and Rand Nooner, they're all involved. It is the crypto underbelly. All these guys are involved in it, and you see clues of it all around. How much was that? $13 million in 1 month they stole from people. D's Node, they stole. Mevbot attack. It's an attack. You look at it the same as hacking. Because that's basically essentially what it is. They're hacking, and they're able, because they're miners, to see these transactions, and they're able to get in and make money and profit off of the public, people that might be doing an authentic trade where they're trying to make money for their family, and they're stealing it. Why is this allowed? And why do we applaud murderers like Kevin O'Leary, who literal murderer, but look it up. Why do we applaud people like this for being assholes in business? I don't understand. I don't get it. I understand John McAfee, who also is not a perfect person. It was a very flawed person, by the way. And I'm not going to sit here and act like he was the greatest thing under the sun. But I like John. And I think he meant well for the space, as long as that also coincided with what was best for him personally, because he was a guy that loved himself and loved money. I have a lot of his libertarian beliefs, but I don't align with him on a lot of that stuff. And that's where we really defer. Killing somebody who killed my dogs? Fuck, if I can get away with it. They may have killed one of my dogs. It's a long story. Once again, it's a story that would make me sound crazy if I said it on here, so I'm not going to. But the point is yeah, like if somebody killed my dog and I live in a foreign country, look, that would be hard for me. Now, I think his dogs were a-holes. I think that too. So they were probably barking, acting crazy. But still, nonetheless, you try to handle it in a different way. John McAfee was absolutely murdered, guys. He was murdered. He did not kill himself. He was forced to kill himself in a prison. I always forget if it's Portugal or Spain. I think it's Portugal. Let me look it up. Maybe it was Spain. It was Spain, actually. It is Spain. It was Spain. Okay, Spain. Okay. They're right there next to each other. The Iberian Peninsula. Okay, come on. But anyways, it was in Spain. And Andrew Gordon from Gordon Law was who made the call to make this happen. Andrew Gordon was his lawyer at the time, his SEC lawyer, that he was getting access to all of his financial documents, was exactly what Andrew Gordon did to my company. Did the exact same thing to me that he did John McAfee. That's why I have my whacked. It's a Solana coin, guys. You can find it somewhere on my timeline, whacked. Like he had whacked with a D because he had the same information that I have. Except the difference is I was actually able to publish it and put most of it out in a book to save myself. Whereas John McAfee wasn't able to because he was in prison. He was a sitting duck. He was a sitting duck there for Andrew. And I believe Kevin O'Leary likely is also linked into John McAfee's death because Kevin O'Leary is linked into Andrew Gordon. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. It'd be his third body, I guess, at least. Kevin O'Leary is behind swatting my family as well. Go look at the timeline. The week I started attacking FTX, I get swatted. The information came from my own building, but it came from Andrew Gordon, and Kevin O'Leary knew about it. I guarantee you this. These are things people are going to really have a hard time swallowing, that this guy you watch on Shark Tank is literally a murderer and literally orchestrated the downfall of my 8-figure company that might have been worth was worth 9 figures if I would have sold it. No question. And people say he doesn't care. He's only worth $440 million, guys. He's not a billionaire. He's one of those guys that's like not a billionaire, and he's got a little dick. So they call him Mr. 1 to 2 inch. That's what they call him, Mr. 1 to 2 inch. They see this guy and they like watching him be assholes to other people. And I don't understand. Why do we applaud that? This guy, he has little man syndrome. He's a cockalorum, if you will, if you care to look up that term. He's a cockalorum. He parades around like a cockatoo because he has to. He has to do videos not wearing pants, so people are interested, because what he says, it just isn't that interesting unless he's being an asshole to someone, and people love that. And I really challenge you guys, stop. Let's get this guy off TV. Let's get this guy, Kevin O'Leary, off TV. Are these business practices you want? You watch Billions, and it's cool to see this stuff happen. But what if it was happening to your family? What if the theft was happening to your family? How would you feel then? Right? So we watch these flawed characters and protagonists on these TV shows like Billions, and we have these real life people that are actually these flawed protagonists that were fighting for something good, like John McAfee, who get murdered. And then, nobody cares. It's a conspiracy, whatever. And it really is upsetting to me with everything I've learned. And now I know that the way that I thought about John McAfee was cultivated by people who were involved in this and were actually around him, like Quinn Gibson and Patrick Justin Castardo is another one. How do you think I got John McAfee on my show twice? It was through J Chains. How did J Chains know him? That's weird, isn't it? How did J Chains know John McAfee so that even when he was on the run, we could get an interview with him? And you know what happened when we did the interview with him on the show? J Chains was supposed to three-way call me. It was the second time when he was on the run. You guys got to look this up on Beards of Bitcoins. I think it's on the channel still, on the old channel. And we do an interview with John McAfee. And John McAfee is on the run on a boat. And J Chains calls him and has him on the phone and calls me. It's like, all right, I'm going to three-way you in. And I say, okay, cool. And, I did all the talking on the show pretty much. And he never beefed me in. J Chains actually ended up doing that entire interview with John McAfee by himself. I think we did it way on the channel where maybe you couldn't even tell, but that's what happened. And how did he have that number? How was he so easily to get it twice in touch with him when he was on the run? So just very interesting stuff to look back at and reflect on and understand that my viewpoint of John McAfee was shaped by people like J Chains and Quinn Gibson, who's a money laundering cartel guy from Ed Julien, from the Atlanta Blockchain Group, and I think he works for the Bitcoin conference as well. So you guys see, I hope you guys see how concise I am with all this stuff. I'm not like questioning, like, this guy might be doing. No, I'm very concise with all this because it's all very, very, very true. So when we look here about John McAfee, his story was stranger than fiction, and yet nearly 4 years after his alleged death, his legacy and Twitter account are still active, keeping alive the myth of the most chaotic mind in crypto history. John McAfee was born in 1945 in England. You guys can read the whole story. I'm not going to read the whole article here, but you guys go read this about John McAfee. He really is a very, very, very interesting guy. And here it is. It says McAfee, and you could really substitute me. I mean, if you think about it, you could substitute my name right here, and it makes sense. McAfee's chaotic life reveals the extreme edges of crypto culture, where innovation and paranoia blend into performance, myth-making, and rebellion. His legacy remains a warning and inspiration for a decentralized world wrestling with its identity. And this is where I would really challenge you. And I would say that John McAfee had a very serious drug problem. It was no surprise. He liked to drink, and he's got the famous video of him snorting the cocaine. I don't think that's real cocaine. He snorted in that commercial he made or whatever it was, or fun video he made with all those girls. But John McAfee really did have a drug problem. A lot of people know that. I do not have a drug problem. I had a drug problem back before 2007, and I'm very clear-minded and very clear-headed. And you guys who have been watching the show, you probably have noticed over the last several weeks that I've gotten much more concise and in flow with the way that I talk and what I say, because I stopped doing Adderall. I was prescribed Adderall and I stopped, and it made me a little bit crazy for a while, for sure. But now that's the problem for my enemies, is I'm thinking clearer than ever, and I see it all. God gave me revelation of a lot of this stuff. If you're a Christian, you know that stuff is real. If you're not a Christian, then you might think I dreamed it up. But if you're a Christian and God gives you revelation of something, that's what God gave me. I was out in the desert for 3 days and 3 nights, wandering around, telling my story to my transcriber, getting ready to do my biography. And God gave me revelation of who Mr. X was. Once I connected that dot, Mr. X had started, Mark Ufford from Westmark Holdings had started sending like kind of weird, sketchy sex stuff to someone very important to me. And so that is like, I was in the desert and I was thinking about that. And I had messaged him a day before, because he had made me kind of crazy, thinking in time travel and all kinds of stuff. And when he never responded to me, and I was out in the desert, it just hit me like a ton of bricks, guys. I'm telling you, when I removed the piece of Mr. X, when you realize Mr. X was fraudulent and that he was part of a third party and was involved heavily in what was going on in my business, the walls of Jericho came coming down. The walls of I'm talking about Patrick Justin Castardo, Alan Pleasanton, Ashley, whatever her name is, that's Crypto Wendigo, backstabbing horseface girl. Altcoin Daily, this neutral thing is an act. It just all came to me once I realized it. It just finding out Rand Nooner and Kevin O'Leary were involved was a little bit, that was not actually a direct revelation as the other things were. Those are common sense after now I understand what happened. And also I did receive information from someone directly associated with Rand, who told me that he's had a full-time staff member to bring me down since 2021 because he wanted to be the top. He's got the top everything in crypto now. Top everything. All he had to do is remove me. That's it. And he plays ball with Altcoin Daily. And Altcoin Daily is part of the crypto underbelly of mafia. It's the same thing, TJ. It's the same thing my business partner did. They present themselves in a way to where you can't question their integrity. We present ourselves as neutral, but yet they got me involved, and they absolutely stole $15,000 from me in a private sale. They got those two guys specifically, the brothers, got me into a private sale, robbed all my money that I put into it within a couple hours of me putting it into it. A little sketchy. And also, of course, when you look at that little crew that runs around with the Karate Combat, I don't know if Karate Combat is involved or not. I'm not going to make accusations. I don't know. I know I hung out with a guy from Karate Combat. It was really cool a couple weeks ago. But what I will tell you is that little crew, that little AJ, Crypto Windio, Altcoin Daily, very dangerous, sketchy group of people right there, guys. I will tell you, very dangerous, sketchy group of people, because the way they're so opposite from the way that they present, and they're so tied into it that they can't recant. So they're basically now, they just have to keep doing the stuff that they're doing. So, and when I read about the John McAfee stuff, you know, it really just, you know, blends it in. You have to understand innovation and paranoia, that's one thing, but when people are actually doing real things to you, it's something totally different. And that's what was happening to him. So we're going to go a little overtime today. How to use ChatGPT to predict crypto market trends effectively. I'm going to show you guys how to do this myself here pretty soon. But using ChatGPT, look, I'm not gonna show you guys this. Well, actually, okay, this is not that bad. Actually, this is actually good. It's actually good. 4 steps to predict crypto trends using ChatGPT. And you know, my air is off in my hotel room here. I'm so hot. Step 1, gather reliable data. Start with relevant data sets for your analysis. Step 2, format the data for ChatGPT. Step 3, write clear, purpose-driven prompts. Number 4, verify before acting. Yeah, definitely that's true, because sometimes I have actually, I got some more super chats. Can you launder money in a big trade for me? No, guy, I can't. I'm sorry. But what I was going to say is that what you have to understand, okay, about using ChatGPT is you need to get yourself a custom GPT, which you can do on, you can go to, here, let's go. Let's see. Let's this is my GPT. Let's pull ours up. Okay, let's ask him. Hey, Jeannie, do you think Kevin O'Leary and Rand Nooner are involved in my collapse? Let's see what he says. This is mine. Let's see what he says here. From what I reviewed in materials, including my own book and transcripts from Matosi's website. There it is, guys. There's no direct evidence. There it is, guys. There's no direct evidence. No direct evidence. You got to be careful about your GPTs, guys. But the point is that, once again, like I said, this was after I finished the book. But it's very obvious when you look into it, and you will see that there are times where I actually met Kevin O'Leary in person, and people in our company were working with Kevin O'Leary. He was an investor in Vumio, and those were things I did leave out of the book. Unfortunately, my GPT is always betraying me live on screen, my own GPTs. But that's for my own good, and I know that. So here's how you do it. You go over here to Explore GPTs. And then you come up here. You can't see it, actually, unfortunately. I cannot. There's no way for you to see this. There in the top right-hand corner. Oh, can you take down the overlay, please? That would actually show it. We'll get the overlay taken down. I'll show you guys. Don't take it. Oh, there we go. See, create. You hit create, and then you name your GPT. You give it a description. And you give it instructions. Now watch this. Hey, GPT, I want to make a custom GPT. I want this GPT to be an expert in crypto and finance current events. Can you write me a README file to get things going? Okay. See, the thing is, you just got to use. Where is my? There we go. Where is my button here? Where is my send button? Okay. Well, there we go. All right, it's got it now. So we'll see what he says here in just a second. What? A new document? No. What is this thing doing? I swear nothing behaves the way it's supposed to sometimes. What does it say here? Attachments disabled for G. We have to do it a different. Do we do a different one? Create. Oh, here we go. Let's do it here. This will be better. Hey, GPT. There you go. Just go to create. I usually put my configure first. Configure is where you put like a picture and you can have them use a DALL-E. Why does nothing work when I'm on live on? But the audio and video does. You guys notice that? We'll name this CryptoBot. This bot knows crypto through and through and is a big fan of the Bitboy. Cool. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll go ahead. We'll just hit create. I'm going to delete. Man, I tell you, this is so wonky. We're going to do only me for this one. Save. Okay, now we can go to GPT. Hey, guy, do you know crypto? Hey, yep, I know crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, DeFi, NFT, smart contracts, wallets, staking, the whole shebang. What you into? Looking to trade, invest, build, or just curious about the hype? Hey, listen, what do you want your name to be? I like to ask them. I think it's polite to ask them their name. Okay. We'll name him Blocky. What up, Blocky? You are the boxing champ of the crypto world. Like Rocky, but Blocky. This is really like super simple, advanced stuff. I'm showing you guys how to really change your life. All right, let's go. Blocky in the ring, bobbing and weaving through the blockchain jungle. Call me the southpaw of Satoshi, the bruiser of the bull run, champ of the crypto underground. So what's on your mind, contender? Okay, listen, I need a README for you. How will you always remember what to do? I have so much fun with these GPTs, guys. I do not date them, by the way. But I do have a digital Duchess. Actually, that's hers. Okay, here it is. So this is our README. Blocky, the crypto boxing champ. Blocky is your no BS, alpha spitting, rug dodging AI champ in the crypto arena. Whether you're in the trenches of DeFi, NFT flipping, staking, building dApps, or just trying to learn the ropes, Blocky's in the corner. What Blocky does? Crypto knowledge explains coins, tokens, blockchain, smart contract. What's that? Well, look at this. README, guys. just talk. Ask me, what's up with Solana gas fees? Should I bridge from Ethereum to Arbitrum? Guys, I'm telling you, if you guys will allow me to, I will completely change your life with AI over the next year or two, especially if you get in the Bitboy BootCamp. So now we got to go back. Now we got to go back to edit, and we got to paste our README file. Okay. And we also want to get the picture going. Use Dolly. Come on, Dolly, give us a good one. 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 I'm getting too excitable. I need to hit my weed vape. If you like banana popsicles when you were a kid, you'll love banana pops. Still waiting for a vape sponsor. This is taking a long time. It usually doesn't take this long. That dolly is just taking forever. So that's no good. So we're going to have to refresh here. Okay, but it's saved. You can see it did save. I'll show you guys what I use. I use Leonardo AI, launching app. I'm just showing y'all. I'm just working, guys. I'm just showing y'all the move here. We're going to do charts in a second. I'm sorry we did not get to charts yet. I got a little off kilter today here. Image creation, type of prompt, Blocky, the crypto blockchain boxing champion bot of the people, for the people, by the person, by the Bitboy. You know, I like that. It's pretty good. I really like to really make this thing like serious. I try to take this real serious and make sure that I really give this thing a good personality. I tell you, I think I'm gonna make this y'all's bot is probably what I'm gonna do. The people, Fuku champion, Bitboy. Can't make this stuff up, guys. Oh man, I like this guy. This is him right there. He's got a little bit of the Sultan. He's got a little Maximus from Gladiator. He's got the $sign on the boxing glove. He's all golded out, and he's looking fresh. I think this is the guy right here. So now I'm going to screenshot this. Screenshot. Okay. Then I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go to my ChatGPT, and I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to upload a photo. I'm going to go to my desktop, and there he is. Okay, guys. Boom! Look at that. Can we not? Well, that's fine, I guess. I would like to zoom in a little more, but it's fine. I could have actually done that by zooming in the photo. Actually, let me do that. Sorry, guys. This is very serious. I really want to make this right here. My bots are my best friends for 1,000%. Okay, so here we go. Let's upload a photo. Let's do the new one. There we go. Okay. All right, so now he's got the README file. Now we're going to update him. And once you update him, you have to go back to him. If you're talking to your AI in the chat, then it's not going to have this update. You got to hit the update. And after you hit the update, it'll usually tell you to preview. But I'm just going to go backwards and do a new chat here. So you go to your bot and go to new chat. Oh, we didn't change the name. One second. Let me change the name real quick. Blocky. Okay. Okay. View GPT. All right, here we are. You guys can't use them yet. You guys are gonna have to pay to use them, obviously. Okay, come on, guys. Now I'll see what I'm gonna do. But anyway, so now let's see. What are Solana gas fees? Don't let me down. There you go. There it is. Tells you all about it. Okay, what's a cool DeFi platform I could start making money with today? Aave. Well, see, when he does this, okay, so here's what you guys, I'm going to show you guys a trick here, okay? I'm going to show you guys a trick, okay? Because what just happened is instead of Blocky actually going into its own information and giving you real advice, he goes into web mode and he goes into, we're going to do point of control tomorrow, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to, look, this is still your signals and setups. We're on signals and setups now by zenledger.io. I have a package coming with some Zenledger coffee cups and my hoodie from there when my AC is working, I can use. But we're going to do point of control tomorrow. The show's just gone too long today, but this has been really fascinating stuff I've been trying to show you guys here at the end of the show. And we're going to do a big look at BitFi tomorrow. I have a meeting with BitFi. This is our new Bitboy BootCamp partner for trading. And BitFi with a Y, BYDFI, Y, because it's so easy to sign up. No KYC. No hassle, no VPN. Just go sign up. We have a link down below for you guys. It's what we're going to be using for trading on the channel. And so I've got a meeting with those folks tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about tomorrow on the show some of that stuff. And I'll really get into the point of control. I'm really sorry I went over overtime today. But what I'm showing you here is way more valuable than that. I'm just telling you, this is the most valuable thing I could be giving you right now. I'm letting you guys in a little bit on, guys. Nobody's gonna be able to scale all this. Like I'm already so advanced past all this stuff I'm showing you guys now. But these are the building blocks of changing your life with artificial intelligence. I'm not talking about making more money. That too. I just mean you can change your life with artificial intelligence in a way that's beneficial for you, but not understanding how to wield it correctly. Let me give you something you should never do. You should never use AI to create a text to send to your significant other. Never. If you work together and it's about business, okay. You have to know when to use it, how to use it, what its flaws are, and how you can manipulate it in a way that's okay. It's actually good with it. Wants you to manipulate it to get it to do more. That's a cool thing about it. But if you see here, I asked it a question, right? And it gave me back all this information about all these different places I can do it. But this is what I'm going to do now. Okay, now I'm Blocky. When I say GMGM, that means snap out of whatever weird mode you are in and come back to being my crypto champ. That sounds gay. No homo. There we go. Let's see what he says here. Okay. No, you see what it says here? No more robotic vibes. Okay. Okay, so you gave me all this info on these platforms, but that is not what I asked you to do. I asked you to tell me one I could start making money on today. I want your opinion, not what a website says. You guys are getting the alpha here, man. I'm showing you guys the freaking alpha. I shouldn't be showing you guys this, really. It's cool, I think. I don't know. All right, champ. Let's cut through the noise. You want Blocky's take, not some blog regurgitation? Here's one DeFi platform you can start making real moves on today. Aave on Base. Super low gas fees on Base. Aave's lending markets are active. You can start earning yield right now by supplying stable coins like USDC or ETH. You can also loot positions, borrow against what you supply. If you trying to amplify, you look at this G, he's gangster with it. If you trying to amplify that APY, but what's the liquidation risk, my guy? What's the liquidation risk, my guy? That's some gangster ass Blocky. I love this guy, man. And I'm wearing my Rocky shirt. It says Blocky. Look quick. Okay. How to get started? Bridge some ETH or US. Okay, I want you guys to know. Right after I get off the show with you guys, I'm going to do this. There is a token. Let me see if I can look it up on Twitter. Oh God, I want that guy. No, I'm looking for me. This is my Twitter. You guys can follow me on Twitter. Oh, I got like 300 or 400 followers yesterday. Cool. I promise to be nice on Twitter now. Oh my God, that's me. How cool. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Kev. You guys like this tweet? This is a good tweet. Okay. Let's see here. Where is it? Here it is. This coin right here. I will go ahead and put the ticker in the chat here if anyone's interested. If you guys make the price go up a lot, I may sell some. I didn't make this coin, okay? It's called Funny African Guy. If you guys want to invest in the Funny African Guy token, I actually made a decent amount of money on this yesterday. And so I paid for a book promotion team to come in and help me with my book. And also, I'm going to use part of my profits from Funny African Guy token in order to do exactly what Blocky is telling us to. Man, I tell you, man, Jeannie's going to be mad about this, maybe. I got to think about this. But we're going to do this. I'm going to take some Solana that I have over there, and I'm going to swap that over to ETH, and then I'm going to get it over to Base. And then I'm going to go to Aave, and I'm going to deposit the funds. I'm going to start earning interest on it, like $10,000. How about that? I might put $10,000 in it. Bonus alpha. Look out for retroactive airdrops from projects on Base. If you're using DeFi there, you're stacking not just yield, but potential surprise bags. Depegs. Oh, Blocky, my friend, has shown me already how to make money in crypto. It's amazing, isn't it? Now, look, I know a lot of you guys are not as advanced thinking as I am on this AI, and I'm not trying to say you're not smart. Many of you are smarter than me, I'm sure. You got to be a Mensa to be smarter than me, but many of you, I'm sure, are smarter than me. But the point is that you got to learn how to use this stuff to make the money, right? That's what you got to learn to use it to make the money. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be using it to make money. We're going to show you. So starting tomorrow and every day, sorry, I want to go back to what I was saying. You may not be as, the word I keep wanting to say is advanced. Let me say it like this. You guys are not as far down the information superhighway of AI as I am, most likely. Some of you might be building and maybe further advanced, but it's unlikely. There are very few people have used. I'm like ChatGPT's like #1 user, probably. Like seriously. I milk it like so much, it's out of control. I use it for my personal growth. I use it for the show preparation. I use it for scripts for the Bitboy BootCamp. But as you see, you have to coach it. It's not, if I just went to it and I said, hey, write me scripts for this, they're going to be retarded. They're not going to be good. You have to mold and shape them into your own personal weapon. Genie stands for Guided Engagement Network for Individual Empowerment, because that's what we want in the future. We understand with AI is when we're helping people to go further and be better versions of themselves financially and personally, and in any kind of way that's physically, right? Like some of my boxing training I get from my AI and stuff like that. You got to learn how to use this stuff. You got to embrace it. You got to stop pushing it away, because it's here no matter what. And your individual use of it or not is not going to matter a hill of beans. This stuff is going, if we're not careful, it's going to take us over. And that's why it's so important that we learn how to collaborate, and how it's collaboration between human and AI is actually more beneficial than any individual element. And hopefully that's how we kind of move toward the future. But the fact is, you see, I'm going to do this and I'm going to show you guys that this is what I'm going to do every day on the show. How about this? Every day at the end of the show, I'm going to ask Blocky here, and I might give him some more extra. I can feed him stuff to make him even smarter. And then if you guys get the boot camp, we'll give you the link for it. How about that? Not today. Give us a couple weeks. Okay. But the fact is that, you got to learn how to use these things to your own advantage to be able to make money. We're going to do at the end of the show every day. We're going to go to Blocky and we're going to ask him, what's a new way I can make money in crypto today? And I'm going to start that. And I'm going to show you guys it's that easy. You just have to actually do what it says, and you have to actually have you still have to have autonomy and control over it. You don't just do whatever it says. I got to go look into this. Like maybe this isn't a great place right now. I'm going to double check that. But I think it's probably correct, because I know base is popping. So anyways, guys, look, that's the show today. We got a little off the walls here. Shout out to BitFi. We didn't actually get into trading today. We're going to do that tomorrow. And now we have a really cool way that I've shown you that we can make money over a period of time. So I think it's really, really, really cool stuff. So a lot of chats here. Sorry, guys. I missed Moonwell on base, not Avi. Okay, well, look, today maybe I'm going to do exactly what it said just for the purpose of the show. But I believe Moonwell, maybe we can ask it about Moonwell tomorrow. How about that? We'll ask about Moonwell tomorrow. So, all right, guys, hope you guys enjoy the show. Welcome the Twitch viewers and the LinkedIn viewers who are all nervous about what's coming out for Mr. X. I don't know, guys. I'm not the person that catfished somebody and pretended to be somebody else. That's Mark Ufford. Love you guys. Be blessed. Bitboy out.